Welcome to the Sexy Freedom Media Podcast, a place to discuss pain, passion, and pursuits.
Let's get it. I want to feel alive.
Breathe.
Make some moves.
Protect the throne. This is Sexy Freedom Media Podcast.
There we go. All right, we're live. So welcome everybody to the Sexy Freedom Media Podcast. It's your host, Helen Edwards, and
January Liddell. Aloha. Happy Aloha Friday.
yes, it's Friday, right? So we're really excited today because today's topic is going to be about the science behind the science and power behind vision boards.
So initially, our vision boards were due today, okay, but life, okay, so life, we're not completely done with our vision boards, so we're going to do it next week. So you have a week to complete that vision board. Today, we're going to talk about why it's important for us to have these vision boards and these images, and we're going to talk about the science of it and the power of having a vision board. Helen, how long have you been doing vision boards?
Oh my God, I feel like forever. So this is funny, but just real quick, what January is talking about is we are running a giveaway for $50 for, people to post their vision boards, kind of like a little incentive, but really you should be incentivized by your own self and your own dream life. So I've been doing vision boards for a very long time, almost 2 decades, but I will say I'm redoing one from 2014. I actually do vision books. So what's funny is I'm going to bring this up is there's a couple different names for vision boards. So quick, just a few to name. So vision boards have other names such as vision book, dream boards, vision maps, road maps, mood boards, action boards, journey boards, art therapy. And there's so many more. So if there's any that you can think of that I haven't named, type it in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. What do you think about that, January?
So I actually have been doing vision boards around the same time, which is crazy. I didn't know about vision boards until, around 2012, 2013, when I was with Purium. Purium, is a superfood or non-GMO company. Anyway, we talked about a vision board. I said, what is that? And I thought it was like, okay, we're just going to slap pictures on a board. Okay, that's pretty much my idea. Just put pictures and things that resonate with us on a board. And it's really when the second or third time that I created another board that I really felt like the power of it, right? And I really believed in it. So when I kept on looking at the board, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. But then Helen was like, I have a vision book. I'm like, yes. And I love Helen's vision book because it's something so tangible that she can carry around through her travels or wherever, and she can look at it anywhere she goes. I mean, carrying a big board with me around is probably not ideal. So I do like the vision book. And that's what I'm working on is the vision book. So
yeah, well, you know what's funny about that is, I swear I'm going to keep saying what's funny all day. What is kind of hilarious is when I first heard about vision boards, okay, everybody's like, yeah, you get this cork board and you put up all these pictures. And I was like, whoa, my dreams are like super big. So I don't even know where I found it. I think somebody gave it to me. Like one of my friends that were like, hey, I know you're looking for a cork board. And I'm not kidding. I manifested the most largest cork board you can ever think of. It was like the size of a wall. It was so big. It took up my whole back seat. And, and I remember thinking, oh my God, I'm so excited. Like I'm going to fill that sucker up, and I did fill it up. And when I moved, and I used to move like 5 times a year, I would take it off and I go, this is going with me. So people would see me carrying this like massive vision board to my car, and it was so hard to fit in there, and it barely like made it where the door, like I had to kind of crunch it to shut.
Girl, I can imagine you like a boom box, and you're like holding this thing like, yeah, check my vision board. Oh, it's not a board, it's a wall. Check my vision wall. Well, okay, Helen, why was it important for us to do this? Because this is something that we were talking one day and we're like, hey, we got to do this vision board. And I can't remember. Do you remember like why, like what started all this?
Okay, so I think what we were talking about is just kind of creating and manifesting something new and fresh, because your wants and needs and desires are going to change all the time. So you want to kind of keep up with the times. You have different chapters and different levels in your life. And my old vision book, I had almost I'd almost achieved almost all of it. Okay, so my vision book has it's cut up in themes, kind of like my relationships, money, career, travel, working out, health, different themes. So I was like, man, I really need to recreate the vision book or vision board, whatever you want to call it, because I'm in a new place in my life. There's new desires and things that I want. So it's time for an update
Yeah,
for
for
my
sure.
Wi-Fi.
Yes, that's right. And it's updating our signal, right? So we're receiving it. So yes, I completely understand. And that's the reason why you and I decided, let's create a vision board. And then we were like, well, hold on, let's like have everybody else create the vision board and let's incentivize that. So hence the reason why we're running that it's not a contest, but I guess so. I guess a contest or something interactive where one, it's a win-win situation for all of us, right? We get to create this vision board for ourselves that we can look at. And two, hey, a chance to win $50. Who doesn't want free money, right? It's free money. All right. So let's talk about the science of it all.
Yeah, so I did some research on it, and I mean, I already knew a lot about this, but memory. So I wanted to get it right for all of our listeners. Vision boards prime your brain to recognize opportunity. So think about that for a second. There is a section of your brain called the reticular, I'm going to probably mess this up, reticular activating system, RAS, that is programmed by your thoughts. So the RAS is a group of neurons located in the brainstem that plays a key role in controlling, listen to this, controlling arousal and attention. The RAS filters incoming information and determines which stimuli are most important, sending signals to other parts of the brain to alert us to these stimuli and help us focus on them.
Yes, so there is something powerful about looking at a visual. Um, I read somewhere that if you're in a place that's cloudy and gloomy, even if you put like a sunset or like something that is, that calls to you more rather than the rain, right? Um, because for some people, rain and cloudy weather may be a little bit depressing, right? For some. And so to see like a sunset or like a garden or something to that extent, it actually changes their mood. So there is science behind looking at an image and it filtering it through your brain. And there's a saying, thoughts become things. And so the power of having a vision board, I feel, is that now we're able to actually see, not just like think about what we want, but now it's something tangible to actually visualize. And the more that you visualize being or having that thing or whatever it may be, then the energy, something about you changes and it just kind of draws even closer to that of what you're visualizing. It's really powerful. I'm going to tell you, one of the things on my vision board was having a baby. So in 2014, I wanted a baby and I got her. So I got Nina, but I was really like visualizing that and it happened.
Yes, okay, so a few stats and statistics, and just a little bit of background about the brain. So, what you were talking about, the brain sees little difference between something actually happening and a strongly imagined vision of it. So, for example, studies have shown that people who imagine themselves flexing muscle achieve actual physical strength gains. So and I'm going to bring this up because you asked about it earlier before we started recording. So according to neuroscientist Dr. Tara Swart, in a blog written by Laura Doherty, Dr. Swart says that normally when you try something new, the body has a stress response, releasing cortisol and adrenaline. So in other words, new things can be scary, she says. However, when you repeatedly look at images related to your goals, your brain no longer sees them as new. So the process reduces the psychological fear response to any new situation or person, making you more likely to take healthy risks, collaborate, and embrace the opportunity. How cool is that?
Oh my gosh, I love when it's broken down like that. And I love that it's backed by science. That's probably the one thing that it's not just like a hoo-hoo, like, this is a witchcraft or whatever. It's not even that, this is based on science. So I love that we are discussing that. And I don't know too much about Tara Swart, but I do like the fact that she is digging deeper into how looking at visuals can affect our brains and can affect how we function after looking at the visuals. So I do appreciate that about her.
Well, you know what? So I was watching this video with Oprah and Reese Witherspoon and another woman, I can't remember her name, but the interviewer who was interviewing them asked, do you do vision boards? And Reese Witherspoon was like, yes, I still do vision boards because there's still things I want to accomplish in life. And Oprah was like, actually, I don't do vision boards anymore because I'm a powerful manifester. And what she said was everything we learned in Kathy Heller's live event and from other very great speakers and manifestors is that when you match the vibration, you will naturally attract what you are. So she was like, I don't even need to do vision boards anymore. That's how powerful I am at creating and attracting what I want because I've already, I'm matching the vibration of it. And yeah, go ahead.
Well, so what I was going to say is that she's mastered it. She's created vision boards, but because she's mastered the art of creating the vision boards, now she can actually just absorb whatever it is that she wants or she wants to, attain, and she just does it. So hence the master manifester, which is what Kathy Heller was trying to teach us to be, is the master manifester. And I think the vision board is just a really great starting point, to start manifesting. The other thing I manifested was debt free. So that was another thing that I did, was being debt free. Another thing that I did was, just money flowing freely. So that was another thing that I put on the board. So money flowing freely. And I swear, even a little bit of a penny, right? Just a penny, that's still money. That's like $1 million to me. Okay. So when I see a penny, I'm like, yes. And it's definitely an energy.
Oh, yeah, it is the energy. In fact, so a study published in the Journal of Clinical Psychology found that individuals who created vision boards reported greater progress towards achieving their goals compared to those who did not use this technique. Another study published in the Journal of Social Psychology found that creating a vision board led to increased goal commitment and motivation. However, there was also a study done that if you create a vision board, but all you do is get the good feelings of that, but it doesn't motivate you into action, then you're basically experiencing those amazing feelings, but you're not going to experience in reality. Because remember, going back to the beginning, the brain doesn't know the difference sometimes.
Right. And so I was looking up the benefits. Okay. So the benefits of a vision board. One, a vision board helps you clarify what you want. And 2, it helps set your intention. 3, it fosters motivation. 4, vision boards promote focus. 5, it allows for reassessment. 6, it works. And 7, you get to be creative, de-stress, and have fun. Which is, when I first started, that was actually what I saw it as, is something to de-stress, something creative. I think when we're working in a cubicle, we're sitting down at our desk and just doing our mundane things, like it's like a hamster on a wheel. We just keep going around in that wheel, and having that vision board allows us to activate that creativity and that imagination. And like Kathy Heller said, she said, read more fairy tales. When we were younger, we were so we're so engulfed in make-believe and imagination. And I feel that as we get older, because we have responsibilities, adulting, all of the above, we forget that we have that creative mind inside that is like longing to just come out. And so the vision boards, allow us to do that. So in the beginning, that's actually how I saw it, as was something fun and creative to do. But little did I know that it works. It actually works.
Yeah, it works because you believe it works. So some people, it doesn't work for them. They're like, oh, it's rubbish. It's rubbish because you think it's rubbish. It's rubbish because you don't match the vibration of things you want. And an example of that is saying, I want this, I want the person, I want the love of my life to come into my life. But when that person, the universe is like, or God's like, okay, here you go, here's the person. But you have unresolved, anguish in your life, or turmoil, trauma you haven't, dealt with. And inside you're like, oh my God, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. Like, you're repelling that which you want. So you're not matching the vibration. Not to say like you can't have the love of your life. This is just an example. Serendipity and love happens to us all at any time, any place, no matter you create a vision board or not. But if you want that level up experience, I like to call it, that powerful experience, then you are going to match that powerful vibration. And, we all have work to do. None of us are perfect. I'm still working on myself from the inside out. So that way I can get rid of the blocks that are saying, no, 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 when inside I'm like, please, please, please. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the other thing I liked about the vision board, it does help us focus, right? So that's the one thing. And I love your vision book, because I can take it to the beach, I can take it, to Starbucks, I can take it anywhere, on the plane, and I can look at it and really focus. And there is something magical about having something to visualize and really focus on. There was another woman that I was following, and she talks about, like, years ago, she envisioned, so she has her vision board, but she envisioned actually being in this house. Okay, so she was like very detailed in terms of the staircase. So that's the thing about vision boards, it's very specific to what you want. But she really envisioned this staircase, this type of house, this type of, furniture. And guess what? Years ago, she manifested that. She got it. She got that house. There's another one. Okay. So this other lady, this is another program that I was in. And this lady was driving a van. And she's probably around my height. Okay. Asian lady around my height. And she's envisioning that she's in a red, like, Mercedes or something. So I know it was red, some kind of red luxury car. And she's really envisioning it. So she's in this like dilapidated van, right? And she's picking up her kids, and she's like, no, this is a red Mercedes. So she's like envisioning this, right? And lo and behold, she got what she wanted. So that whole idea of thoughts become things really does happen, especially if you truly believe it. You truly feel it in your soul that this is going to happen.
Oh yeah. There's
yeah.
epic stories all over the place about people who, believed it and visualized it and saw it. And, it can happen to you. It is going to happen to you. And so it is. I just want to give a shout out to Will, who was watching. Hi. He said, hi, Helen. Hi. Thanks for watching. Everybody who is watching. I might get to some of your shout outs. Oh, actually, we are doing shout outs, but we're going to do them in a few minutes, because I got some really exciting shout outs. We posted something earlier that if you want to give a shout out, do it. Comment. You still got a chance. Comment below if you want to give a shout out, so we can get your shout out in this podcast.
Okay, I'm looking at another scientist, Dr. Neil Farber, and he's talking about, is there science behind vision boards? He says that several studies that show people who visualize a positive outcome were less likely to take concrete steps to make their goals happen. So when you do have something that visualize, this is more likely to make the participant do the hard stuff. So I like that because it is basically like you are looking at a goal that you want to accomplish, things that you want to have. So that visualization is a way to help motivate us and keep our goals top of mind. So vision boards, yeah. So it's pretty amazing. I totally believe in vision boards. I think that we should all have one. I think we should all update ours because like Helen said earlier, we do have different goals to attain each year. So that's why February, what is it, March? I'm not March. I'm like
May.
mixing
It's
up all
May.
my months. May 26th is the last day. That's the day that I want us to all have our vision boards together and we can share it. So please post that, like our podcast, subscribe to it, leave us a comment. That would be great. And say you're done.
You know, I remember when I used to be the person who would always say, why does this keep happening to me? Why does bad stuff happen? I used to say that a lot. Why does bad stuff always happen to me? I can't, like, now when I look back at myself and I look at young Helen, like, oh my God, no wonder bad things were happening to you all the time because you kept calling into existence. You were like, why does bad stuff keep happening to me? Sure, it was a question, but the universe doesn't know if it's a question or not. It's like bad stuff happening to you, boom, you know? And then I started getting into the vision board, like I told you, the big giant one I had. I was putting everything on there. And I'm going to tell you, not everything came true, but I want to say like 5 things did, which was huge. And now that I look back at those, you know, because I still have my old vision books, and I'm like, why didn't I get those? I know exactly why. I didn't match the vibration. I didn't 100% believe or have faith in myself that I can achieve those things. And now my vibration's definitely leveled up. You know, I've leveled up. My heart, my soul, my spirit, everything in me feels like it has leveled up. And I feel so open to receive. And you know what we were talking about in our last podcast about being the radio and receiving and channeling in, like, girl, I'm ready. Like, pour on me, universe, you big huggy bear juicer, like, woo, give me some more.
It is definitely about energy. I think if, the other thing that I was reading was that if you don't believe it, it's not going to happen. And that if, you can feel it like in you, it's like you're not telling yourself the truth, right? So you got to be really authentic with what it is that you want. And I'm, not to be preachy, but I know, in the Bible, it says, just ask and you shall receive. That is what it says. Ask and you shall receive. And you just have to ask and believe and have faith that it will happen. And so for me, I do believe in the vision boards. I believe that you're right, Helen, not all may come true, right? So hence, like, the vision board is massive, right? Meaning that there's different genres that we want to have answered, right? But that answer may not be now. That may be a yes, a no, or maybe next time. We don't know what that answer is going to be. But as long as we're intentionally putting our goals out there, intentionally putting our desires out there, then it's allowing us to not just see it and tangibly like touch it, but now like it does create this energy in our brains. It creates this like, oh gosh, I don't know how to explain it. It's like this tingling sensation when you look at it, right? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know what you're talking about. I was thinking about this for myself. Like, I have conversations with myself. I'm sure we all do. I am my best friend, and then Rob's also my best friend, and you're my best friend. Like, I have so many best friends. So, but side note, that was a side note. But I have these conversations with myself, and I'm like, it's not enough to just want it. It's not enough to just put it on your vision book. You need to do something that works towards it. Like, and I'm always asking myself, what can I do now? Like, what can I do right now to get me one step closer to that dream? Because my vision book, for me, it's different for everybody, but for me, it's a roadmap. Like, this is where I'm heading to. This is what I want to achieve along the way, because it's just a part of my journey. And that's my next stop. Like, I want to go to that island of millionaire mindset, of achieving $1 million. I want to go to that, that place. I want to visit that place and try on that outfit, which is, maybe it's an outfit of a retreat, maybe it's podcast movement, which I got my ticket, just saying. But there's these things that I want to achieve along the journey, along my roadmap. So I ask myself, I'm very action oriented. And I tell myself, you could do more. You could do more. And that's why, we have the Sexy, Successful, and Soul Fed group, because I really want to inspire women, especially, and my brothers out there, but I want to inspire you that you can do more. You can level up one more inch, one more, what's after an inch?
No,
What's
that
after an inch?
I love it. Just leveling up.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, if I can do it, you can do it. And if somebody else can do it, you can do it. I can do it. We can do it together. I always think abundance is just infinite. Okay. So I got to get that whole, comparing out of my head. I got to get I got to clear the cache on a lot of negativity, because I want to think differently. I want to step into a new light. I want to level up, So that's all included in this vision board and this journey that we're talking about.
I think earlier you were talking about, and I love how you said, clearing the cache of negativity, clearing that negativity out of our system, because that negative mindset, right? So we tell ourselves stories. Helen and I told ourselves, I am so bad at math. I am so bad at math. And that's negative. Okay. When you're saying I am so bad at something, or I don't know that, I'm not good at that, you're already putting that negative energy in front of you. And so what I've learned is that we have to change our vocabulary, right? And change it to something more positive. I can be good at math. Math can be my best friend. We changed it, right? So we changed our story. So that's, I think, when Helen and I talk, Helen and I have this positive energy that we just constantly bounce off each other. But it is definitely work. Okay. So it is work. And the reason why I say it's work, because there's still humanness of us. Okay. So there is still humanness of us, and there can be negative things, excuse me, like insecurities. Insecurities can pop up. So that's why we listen to podcasts. That's why we read all these affirmations to get ourselves out of that mind frame. I was listening to this podcast, Ed Milet. Ed Milet is also the one who says one more, just one more rep, or one more something, right? Just one more. And anyway, Ed Milet was talking about confidence and the tools for confidence. And he tells his client, and he's an athlete, she's a UFC fighter. He tells his client to say these words: I'll find a way. Oh, I'll find a way to win. I'll find a way to win. I'll find a way to, and then she says it in different variations. I'll find a way to win. I'll find a way to win. I'll find a way to win. So all these different things that we're working on, he's working on, I'm working on, Helen's working on, are all forms of nurturing us with positivity, words of positivity, which is why we want to encourage everyone to do the vision board, because that vision board is all positivity. It's all abundance, and something that allows you to take out what's inside of your soul, right? Take out what's inside of your soul and put it on paper. Put that on paper, because just saying it or thinking it out in your head is not enough. You actually have to put it on paper. It's kind of like pen to paper. There's something psychological when you put pen to paper, because then you see your handwriting and you're actually moving. And there's just it's a different type of feeling, right? What do you think in terms of like putting it out on paper?
Yes. So just for anybody who doesn't know how to do a vision board or vision book, for vision board, there's tons of classes out there, but I can tell you how to do a vision book. That's because I'm doing one right now. And I'm leveling up my vision book. What I do is I break it down into themes. So I've got my first page. It's like a hello, Helen. Hi, I'm you, you are me, we are we. And then I break it down to the first page is like the question, what do you really want? And I don't lie to myself. Don't lie to yourself either, because sometimes that's how you can pinpoint where the resistance is at, because you can say, oh, I want $1 million. And then you'll hear your subconscious mind say, okay, that's a little bit too much. Like that's not tangible. Boom, right there. You're literally blocking that achievement, right? Because it is possible. If other people can do it, you can do it. So I'm 100% truthful with myself. Like this is what I want, no matter how silly and absurd it may sound to me at that moment. I'm like, this is what I really want. And then I go into, relationships like with family, spouses, kids. And then I want, I try to do the visuals as personable as possible, meaning that I put my own pictures in there with my family members. And I always have an affirmation for every single page. So it's the I am, it's the declaration statement of achieving those or receiving that, whatever it is. And then, so it goes through the whole book. There's 10 pages for me because I want different things in different areas of my life, health, wealth, wellness. And then it goes into what I'm giving, what's my contribution. So my contributions towards the end of the book, because what comes in must go out. There's got to be a flow. I like there to be a flow because, right, if you're trying to like receive, it's kind of like in your closet. You want new clothes, but you've got tons of pile of clothes and shit in there. It gets full and there's no room for new stuff. So I don't hoard. I don't hoard the possibilities of my life. I'm just like, what comes in must go out. So I give gifts a lot. I love just giving randomly. I love helping people because I know I'm clearing my cash. What? Another word again. I'm clearing it so that way more can come in. The new things and the new stuff or whatever it is, the new I want to come in my life. So I'm clearing the way, right? And then the very last page, this is really important. The very last page is dedicated to little Helen or a little person, whoever you are when you were a kid, because there's always that inner child within you. So I'll do quotes from myself when I was a child. Like, when I grew up, I wanted to be this. When I grow up, I want to do that. So I want to remember little Helen and I want to tell her like, I see you and I'm going to do this for us because I couldn't wait to grow up so that way I can do all these great things for us, So I kind of dedicate that to my little person inside.
I love that, Helen. I actually didn't get to that part because I'm starting in the beginning, but I love that you dedicated something to your younger self. That is something that Kathy was talking about last week. Was it just last week? Oh my gosh. Um, so just last week, and we were talking about how, what does your younger self, what would your younger self say to you, and how does your younger self feel at that very moment? And, what do you envision? And I love that you're dedicating that page just to your younger self. I do believe that, in our adult frame is our younger selves, I mean, everything from what stems from our childhood kind of is, a part of who we are. And so that little self may need some healing, that little self may need some love, and I love that you're like just pouring out that love to your little self. So nice. I love that. I have yet to do my vision board. I am following Helen's book because I haven't done a book. So I'm going to do a book. I have done boards though. But I like the book because then you can just grab it and put it in there and then print it out.
What she's referring to is a template that I have. So it's my old vision board or vision book in a PowerPoint template. So it's, most of that stuff I still want. So I'm just like leaving there. You're staying, you're going.
Well, I mean, like I said, we're not going to get everything all at once, right? It's just when the timing is right? When it's the right time, and we just keep on just envisioning it and believing it. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see everybody's, designs and what they have plans. And, I think this definitely will ignite a different energy, right? The other thing I loved about your vision board was being able to give to the community or to give to others, because you're right. There is this flow, this give and take, give and take, give and take, right? And the giving, there's a saying, make more money to give more money away, and that's really how, for me, at least, that's my philosophy is I want to make more money to give money away. Because I feel like there's a lot of people out there, charities out there, things, just causes out there that need help. And that's what I'd like to do is need help. So part of my vision board and creating that is to be able to help more people. And I'm going to tell you, Helen, because like the money just, is able to flow or whatever. I love that because then I'm able to help my church. I'm able to help, whoever that I'm able to, and that gives me joy. Gives me joy. And that's what the vision board is for, is to ignite that joy inside of you.
Yes, yes. Okay, so on that note, we're going to get into our shout outs. Do you have anybody you want to shout out, January?
Oh gosh, I want to shout out everybody that's watching right now on live, or who will be watching later for the replay. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Gosh, I don't have anybody in particular because I'm sure I'm going to miss somebody. But
Michelle.
Michelle, hi Michelle. Hi Marissa. I don't know if she's going to watch this. Hi, who else? Not Carrie, Delina. Delina is probably going to be watching this. So hi Delina. Gosh, I don't know. There's a lot of people.
But we need to give a big shout out to Michelle because she just got her license.
Oh my goodness, Michelle. Michelle, if you are watching this, yes, congratulations. You just passed yesterday. So congratulations. Super proud of you. The fun has just begun. So we're excited to have you. Well, you've been on board, but now it's official. So yay, great job. Great job, Michelle.
Yes. So I've got a shout out from Simone Marie. She says, I'd love to give a shout out to all the amazing queens in the sexy, successful, and soul-fed community, awakening to the beauty that is in you. Aww. We love you, Simone. Thank you so much. In fact, I'm going to give a shout out to Simone because she's incredible and she offers so much impact for empowering women. She has her own business, so you can find out more about Simone on her Instagram, which is I am Simone Marie, or her website, which is SimoneMarie.com. And another shout out from Rachel Henderson Clark. She says, shout out to Lisa Evans, who as a single mom worked her way up to being the fraud specialist of a credit union's entire region, but still has time for her precious children somehow. Aw, I love that. Oh my gosh. A third shout out here is from my sister Kathy to my sister Melissa. Happy birthday, Miwi. I hope you have an awesome day. Love, Kat Furky. And I'm going to give my last shout out here to, I thought I said shit out. It just popped in my head. Okay, serious. Okay. My shout out is to my sister Melissa. My big sister Melissa, happy birthday. I love you so much. You mean the world to me, and I love seeing you grow. And I love that you do peer romance because you are such a hot mama and you're so inspiring to me. So thank you for being my sister. I love you so much and I hope you have an incredible birthday.
My gosh, I love these. Helen, we should be doing this every week.
We are.
Yes, I love this because I can feel all the love. So yay. And that's what it's all about. So please join Sexy Successful and Soul Fed on Facebook. Please add yourself on there. It's such an inspirational page. Helen, our author here, just got the most amazing compliment the other day, that whenever she's feeling down or she's not feeling, up to par, she goes on that page and she feels inspired. So please, ladies out there, if you're able to join Sexy, Successful, and Soul Fed on Facebook, please add that page. And you can find me on JanuaryLiddell.com. You can also find me VIP Finance Builders on Facebook and Instagram. Helen, where can we find you?
All right, we're wrapping it up. Thank you so much for listening and watching, everybody. You can find me on Hell of a Journey on Instagram, Sexy Freedom Media, which is my business page on Facebook. You can get my book, Sexy or Nothing Sexier Than Freedom, which is on Amazon and Audible. And yeah, please review us and you can buy us a coffee if you want to support this page, which you do. I know you do. So buy us a coffee. I love coffee. January loves coffee. We love coffee. Okay.
We love coffee.
Yes, please support our page and review, and please share this if it has touched you in any way. Thank you so much for watching. If you watch the replay, please hashtag replay. Thanks again, and we will talk to you next time.
Aloha.
Ahia.
Want to hear more?
Visit us at SexyFreedomMedia.com.